The right-wing assault on voting rights continues. In this case, we're going to Arizona, where Doug Ducey yesterday signed legislation to expand US citizenship voting requirements in the state, in an obvious bid to get some people who had previously been totally legally allowed to vote to suddenly discover when they go to vote that they won't be able to. So Ducey disputed testimony from local officials and voting rights advocates who say an unknown number of voters, predominantly older, longtime Arizona residents, will be purged from the state's voter rolls because the last time they registered to vote, there was no requirement to provide proof of citizenship. Critics say that those voters would then need to register again. And based on the timeline of when that would happen, oops, maybe you don't get to participate in an election. One estimate, by the way, of how many people might be affected by this and have their ability to vote stripped away puts it as high as 192,000 voters. And I want you to remember that number because it's going to become very significant. But by the way, let's also note that while we're focusing on the citizenship thing, Ducey also signed, according to Greg Price, a 15-week abortion ban, legislation, quote unquote, protecting the integrity of girls' sports, a bill banning gender assignment surgeries for minors, and then the bill requiring proof of citizenship on voter registration forms. Now, this guy, Greg Price, is a big fan of all these moves. To give you an idea of who he is, his Twitter profile says that God is real and dudes rock. So he's one of those guys. But anyway, all of those pieces of legislation, horrible. It is difficult to keep pace with all the terrible legislation being passed in states around this country. But on the citizenship thing, that estimate of 192,000 votes, think about what effect that will have in an election. Maybe a close election, maybe a close presidential election, like the last one, where Joe Biden won by 10,000 votes. Think about how close some of these are. And do you think that escapes them, that they don't know that, oops, maybe some of these older voters, maybe we ran the numbers and we found that they had shifted a lot towards the Democrats. I mean, after all, if you put up that last graphic again, you can see that the state has been trending towards the Democrats. It was R+9 back in 2008. It is still gonna be very tight this next time around. And so this is not the only voter suppression bill that they've passed in Arizona. Maybe we'll have time to talk about a few others. But this could by itself, again, be enough to throw a close election, Sabrina.
As if registering to vote isn't complicated enough, but I think they're gonna be shooting themselves a little bit in the foot here because a lot of older people, a lot of seniors are gonna find that they're going to be unregistered to vote. And they're probably not gonna get registered in time when they try to vote again. Especially in a state like Arizona, I think that they're gonna shoot themselves in the foot a little bit. But yeah, overall, why are they making it more complicated than it needs to be? I think we already know why. It sucks.
I think we do, yeah. And by the way, while there is no way that they would have passed this if they had not run some sort of statistical analysis that led them to believe that it would hurt Democrats more, if you're a conservative, if you're a Republican watching this, you also know it's gonna disenfranchise some Republicans. Not enough for the Republicans to not do it, and they don't care that some Republicans who might have been voting for them for decades at this point will suddenly find that they can't vote. They don't care about that because they don't care about democracy. They'll strip away your right to vote as long as at the same time it strips two Democrats' rights away. So bear that in mind too. By the way, the craziness of some of this bill is we don't know exactly when it's gonna take effect. It is possible that you could successfully vote in the primary this year, and then when you try to vote in the general, find out that you can't. This is insanity. This is insanity, and it's happening in states around the country. And where are the Democrats? Asleep. They're not doing anything to protect your right to vote. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.